Today we're going to cover how to save a group or a master back to the database. Now, ultimately this group or master is going to be a master list of conditions that you're going to pull into your projects from this point moving forward. Now, we as The Edge provide you some default ones to start out with so that way you can build. However, this is going to be very generic. So you're going to want to go in and you're going to want to make modifications specific to your company. Now, this does not matter what trade you're in. Obviously, I'm showing roofing in this case, and the reason we're showing roofing is because most of the time, roofing is a package deal. They're going to have every portion of that roof in one master. However, if you're an interior company, you could save typical walls back that you're finding yourself estimating over and over again. You could also save interior versus exterior, so that way you can handle any scenario that's kind of thrown at you on that project. Now, once you get your job created and you load these default conditions in, you're going to want to double click on every condition and you're going to want to manipulate the condition properties. If you have any questions about those, you can refer to the videos that we have on our YouTube page, or we'll help you with this while we're doing training with you as well. Now, at this point in time, I'm going to double click just to show you what the condition properties window looks like. So here you would start to go in and change all of this information out to resemble how you want this master to be presented every single time you pull it into a project. Now, when you're building this project, think about that 80% mentality, right? We know not every project is going to be the same, but we do know that your labor is going to be, relatively the same as for what you need to see out there, as well as the material. Yes, the products may change. Yes, you may have to add more depending on warranty or different types of walls that you're working with. However, those are simple modifications that you handle on a project-by-project basis. So once you have your project set up and you've modified all of the properties of the conditions, the next thing you want to do is go to your pricing screen and your labor screen and verify that all of the material is being ordered and priced the way that you want to see it and has the correct coverage rates. In the labor screen, you want to make sure that you have all of the labor available to you, or if we provide you too much labor by default, we take some of that labor away so that way it doesn't confuse you and your team. So in this case, I would click on my pricing screen, and then ultimately I would go through this list. I'm going to see that my estimated unit is here, and then I'm going to see my order unit here, and if I scroll over at the bottom, I'm going to see my pricing unit. Now, your screen may not look like this. However, if you want to turn any columns on or off, simply click the columns drop down, and that'll allow you to go in and uncheck or check any of these columns to be able to make this process a little bit easier for you. If you do need to end up changing some of the information, most of the items you'll need to change, you can simply left click on and choose the wizard tool, and that will allow you to go in and change the order unit and pricing unit. So once you finish up with your pricing screen and getting everything ordered and priced the way that you want to see it, the next option to do is to go click on the labor screen. Now, once you're on the labor screen, again, all we're doing is trying to verify that we're producing all of the labor that you want to see, or that we're not producing too much labor for you. So this is where you would go in and start to either turn off some lines or realize that we need to go add some more labor lines to the condition properties. Once your labor screen is set up and you're displaying all of the labor that you would like to see, now you're ready to save those conditions back to the database. So at that point, you left click on the conditions breadcrumb to take you back to that condition list. Now, once you're on the condition list, you're going to click the check boxes for all of the conditions that you would like to save as part of this group. In this case, I'm going to click the toggle selected option there. That's going to select every condition, and then I'm going to choose the create a group icon. Once I choose the create a group icon, you'll notice that I have this window pop up. Now, the code needs to be a unique code. The description also needs to be a unique description. So in this case, I'm going to say that we're saving an MA for mechanically attached, TPO, because we're working with a TPO system, and then we're going to say 45 mil, okay? If you were interior contractor, you could say INT, PART for interior partitions, interior ceilings, something very similar. Again, you just need to have something unique out there. Moving down to the description field, this also needs to be unique. So in this case, I'm going to say MA for mechanically attached. I'm going to say 45 mil because that's the thickness of membrane that this is set up with. And then I'm going to say TPO master. Now, again, you can name this whatever you would like to name it. I'm just going very simplistic for you, so that way you can see the process to go through. Now, the next thing that you would need to do is choose a category. Now, if you already have masters saved, you can go in and you can save these masters back to the database simply by choosing a category. However, if you would like to start out with something new, we typically recommend using numerics, as you can see from the dropdown, so that way it's the very first option in the list. In most database cases, you can usually start out with 001 space and then start typing in whatever you want. In this case, you'll see that single ply masters is already an option out there for me. So if I were to left click, it's now going to allow me to save that master there. At this point, simply click Save and let the program finish processing this information. You'll get this little window here that lets you know that the program is in the process of creating that group back to the database, and once it's finished, this blue window will go away. Now, at that point in time, you would then be able to use that master and pull it into any new project or any existing project because it's out in the database. Now, this is the process to go in and save any new master or group back to the database for you and your team. If you have any additional questions or if you run into any issues as you're going through this, please feel free to reach out to our technical support team and they'd be happy to assist you in any way they can. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.